The start of the game was, we knew they were going to come out after a loss and play with that type of intensity, fire, and get the crowd involved. That's what they do. And they, we didn't handle it well. But we were breaking down on ourselves. It wasn't, we've got an experienced team already, but we didn't have that intensity on the defensive end that we needed. And I thought that was the difference in the game, how it started. They set the tone. I think it was down 17-6 after the first media, and then it was 27-11. So we were playing from behind most of the game. In the second half, and we believe it was self-inflicted wounds, right? We transition defense, obviously, early, rejecting ball screens. There was some of those breakdowns. In the second half, I thought we competed a lot harder. And when I say compete harder, we were playing smarter how we wanted to play. We knew that if we could rebound, because they're so physical, that we could get in transition, and we were able to win that part of the game in the second half. And we cut it to 9, and we cut it to 10, and actually had 6 straight defensive possessions. We just couldn't score. I thought Umar Ballo at the rim really posed a major challenge when we were in those situations. But to play against a top 5 team, a Tommy Lloyd team, and to be down 27 to 11 to start the game on the road after a loss. It's not a great recipe for program, but we fought. And that's what I was really proud of.
I was going to say, what did you like about your team cutting it down to 9? I think at one point.
We did. We cut to 9, and we had the shot. To cut to 6. So it happens. But when you play, you almost have to play perfect. We were holding them 30% on the defensive end for a long period of time. Our goal was to hold them under 80 points. They had 72 with 5:36 left. We felt like, gosh, a lot of guys, they let bad offense affect the defense. We just, a rebound here, a Caleb Love 3 there. We just couldn't get a win.
Does it take a little out of you when you're that far behind and you keep scratching and clawing and you get close?
We've been like that all season. It's the one thing about the character of these guys, they don't give up. You almost have to play perfect. Obviously, it's disappointing because you feel like, gosh, put some game pressure on them, 6 at home, they just came out for one. Like, that's the psychological part of it. You get a little careful, you get a little cautious. And, they're top 5 in the country for a reason. They're very physical, they've got a big play. They can defend, they can score. And I really believe just at the beginning of the game where you're playing from behind against a team like that is very hard to do.
Your thoughts on your bench? You outscored them 37-7 bench production.
I felt like even watching the Washington State game, they did a great job on Isaac Jones and Miles Rice. It was guys like Chinyelu and Huensu who had 8. Chinyelu had 12, and Wells had a great game. And so we knew they did a great job on Keon Brooks today. It made it very difficult for him to score, and I think it opened it up for the other guys. And Nate Talmadge came in the game, made some shots. Corin Johnson made some shots. That helped us get back in the game. When they're taking out your best player, your go-to guy, other guys have to step up. I felt like even if it was 10, we had some good looks. We just didn't, got to knock them down. Credit Arizona.
Your thoughts and just kind of explaining the technical that happened out there on the court, what transpired?
I just felt like in the first half, again, it was, it's a physical game. There are as physical at every position. Keyshawn Johnson is, they're very physical. I felt like a couple of calls that they were, just to get, you're fighting for your guys. They're, again, either way, I'm not on the other end, so it's, it usually evens out. But there's a couple things that have the season, that I just was trying to make them aware. I apologize to them at the game. They have a hard job. They have a hard job. It's a thankless job. And I just said, listen, I apologize for, you get in the moment of the game. We're all human. Nothing was not personal. It was trying to also spark my team.
It seemed like your zone slowed them down some. I'm a little surprised that you guys didn't use it on.
In the second half, first half, we scored 52 points. And that's where we were playing zone. Second half, we just ran it, and we were holding to 30%. And then we went one zone possession, and we didn't come up. And Caleb Love on the third possession hits the 3, and you're like, and that where I go back to self-inflicted wounds. We were breaking down on the things that we talked about, how we had to execute, and that's that gets frustrating a little bit. But you know, we're human. You know, players are human. You know, you got to be able to execute the scouting report. There was a couple breakdowns tonight, but kept swinging, kept fighting, kept scratching, clawing. We were small for a long period of time with Severe, and we are like fighting for rebounds. Our guys battled for sure.
What did you learn about your team during this weekend, given this split going
You know what? What you learn is we still haven't reached our potential. I think as a coach, you're always trying to and you're trying to find that your best game when everybody's flowing and flying. And we haven't hit that yet. You know, it's still first half we couldn't defend the way it started, but the second half I thought we defended. If we would have had that type of mentality in the first half, could have been different. And that's what you're trying to do as a coach. We'll watch this tape, try to learn, move forward. You know, we told these guys last week they only have 9 practices left in your career. You know, but we got to get better. I mean, that's what we're trying to do. How do we improve? And that's what we're teaching these guys. And that's one of the biggest life lessons that they can learn too, not just as basketball players, but as people. Thanks, Coach.